We're in the Riverside Church with the pauper school teachers, and we're in Riverside. This church is over 100 years old, and there's a story about this place here. Right here, this pew right here. There was a grandmother and her little grandson. They came and they sat down right here. The grandson was there. And the minister up there, as he was preaching his sermon, the door opened up back there. And it was during the winter time. It was bitter cold. They used to have a stove sitting here to keep it warm in here. Anyway, the preacher looked, and all those people were oohing and awing, and she looked back and said, "My head, one of they come in." The ghost came in. So that preacher was getting scared, and the people were sitting over there. Never get sitting right there was a woman. So that old lady took her dress and she tore it in strips. She lit a match to it. She started making smoke with that cloth, and she was going like this, toward this way. And she got up right here, that spirit that was sitting right here, got it, started getting fidgety, like this. Didn't know what to do. Person grabbed his mouth and went out the door. Anyway, they recognized that lady, that she had died before that. She's buried over here at the cemetery. But she came over here that night and sitting in that back pew, and then that lady, she did that. They did the homesteads around here where they used to live, old cowboys and Cyprian dog, white hawks and turning bears, feather earrings, red boys down that way. They used to all come here, walking eagles too. So they always say that they always pay one last visit before they make their journey. And that's probably what happened right here, lady. So that's part of the history of this place. It's over 100 years old. And we're going to go outside and we're going to look at the foundation where this church used to be. This is the foundation. It used to face this way, south, that way. The tornado, Reuben Feathering used to live over there. See where that trees is? Reuben Feathering, Ocho Cowboy, lived across over there. James Turning Bear. What was his name? Benny Whitehawk lived just over that hill over there. You can see part of their house. And there was Douglas, too. Joe Douglas used to live around here and Walking Eagle. Red Boys used to live down south of where this church is now, or east of this church. Tornado comes from over there. Comes right here, picks this church up this way, and sets it down right there. You can see where the church is. All of them were watching that. I remember when we were a little boy and Grandpa Reuben was telling about the story about this church, and we didn't know it. Maybe my dad didn't know it. But that was back about 1916, 1917, somewhere around there when that happened. And they were young then. They used to have, prior to that, they had a lot of the wheat fields here that they were given allotments. Anyway, Jim Turning Bear lives over here. He said they used to go because there was grasshoppers. He said, come, thousands of millions of them. And just come, you can see them. They look like a big black cloud. And there was land all over here. They had corn too. And after a couple hours, they would move on and there'd be nothing. So they would go out there with fence posts and clubs, anything, try to kill all the mosquitoes, but they couldn't do it. And then they would move on that way. Old Cyprian Dog, that was his land over there, where that grove of trees is this way. He used to live there. And that railroad that time, it goes right through his land. You see his land is on that side and on this land. And we had a big argument with the government one time. He didn't want them to move it because, no, yeah, this is my land, he said. You guys gave that to me. But anyway, he died, so now they built it right through his land. You see part of his land there, and the other part is over down this side the railroad tracks. That was some of the things that happened here back in those days. And we look over here, all the people at Riverside, they're most of them all buried here. That one's the Catholic cemetery. As we look, we go south over here. Oh, that day over there, they call them Badlands. Those over there. I got Reuben over there. He said that these waters here, you ever go up there, he said, stay away from those. He said there are snakes that live up there that will come down and go into the water. So one day, about 5 years ago, I took a drive up there. And you could take the road right here, and I stopped and I walked up there. And in those walls there are holes, different sizes, like this. And they come out of there, and you can see where something slides down. And I followed them, and they go all the way to the river here, and there's like an incline from where it goes over into the bank. Grandpa used to always say there's a huge snake that lives in this water. He comes from over there. And he said that there was a man went hunting up there. It was gone a long time, they never found him. So they went looking for him. They went up there, they just found him, just parts of him. And there's a pit up there where he was laying in. There was thousands of snakes in there. So what they did, this is Hioka country right here. Hioka is living down there. Now those are what we call Indian clowns, okay? They do everything backwards. They come from down here. Right over here, see about right where that little shed is, right there, they have a big fire pit. And all these Hiokas come here and they used to jump over it. Big pot of water, big bowl, like this. They have buffalo meat in there. And who was a real Hioka, he'd reach down and grab a piece of that meat and then eat it there. If those other ones got burned, they weren't real Hiokas, but there were some that were able to do that. And that was right there. It was winter time. They wouldn't cross these places. As you look, you see the Badlands are right over there, not very far. And this was where the Indians made the medicine here, the snake medicine. They put on this side. It was now Herman Pipe. He's part of the Sinebo clan, and they used the bull snake they put on this side. And rattlesnakes stay over there. They won't come across because the bull snakes here would kill them. So, but just on that side. But that was snake medicine that they used. All the way from here, all the way down to Chelsea. So, whenever you come down to Riverside, you see a lot of bull snakes, just leave them alone. They won't bother you. But on that side, there's a lot of rattlesnakes, up in those hills especially. That place, I was saying, the place up there is one of Shicha. There ain't no good, so don't go up there. The old people always said that. So anyway, this goes back to 1805 when Lewis and Clark came through here. There were little settlements all over here. It doesn't look like it, but it was just, if you imagine over 100 years ago seeing like that, there are actually people that were in there. That's what Riverside was like. They didn't know that anybody was here until they saw the boat coming. The Indian, they say something smoking down there, wood smoking, so they came down. It was a ship coming. So that's when they all came and they started trading with them. My captain was real good to them. They'd cut wood and leave it down here and over there in Brockton. And so the next time that captain came through, he'd leave gold coins for them. Then he'd take the wood and he'd go, and the next time he come back in, there's still some wood there. And trade with them. That's how that began. But I invite you to come down here and look at these places, the Riverside, of the people. There's still descendants living today that are from Riverside. Old Black Duck community, they used to call it. It's called Pahuta Sapa, the Black Duck. And he was a legislature at one time. Rufus Ricker was another one. They went to Washington, D.C. to lobby against the railroad, but the late railroad finally won. Well, now that's the story. So we'll go to the other.